you need to pay me like 100K.
Did I do something wrong?
Here, I mean, I deserve it.
Warning signs.
Warning signs.
I do work from home. I have a very free job and I do actually report all my hours by myself. But my boss, she's been handing over projects to me lately and it just do not stop. And I'm starting to get very angry about this. My work situation is really bad and I'm frustrated every time I log into my computer.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I mean, I do report I work 8 hours, but I only work 6. So, I mean, I think I deserve it because they put so much pressure on me. So, I mean, I don't know.
Hold up.
What?
Do you mean you add extra hours that you're not actually working?
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of money. I mean, and they put so much pressure on me. So why not?
Hold up.
Did I do something wrong?
This is fraud. Payroll fraud.
No.
That's a criminal offense. It might seem justifiable at the spur of that moment, but it is a serious criminal offense. It can be civil tort. It can be a reason for them to fire your ass on the day. And it can end up being prosecution.
And I do not want that to happen.
No.
And that's why we have our business lawyer here to clear this out.
Fraud.
So we do not commit it.
Yeah. And that you're not, how to protect your business. Because fraud is perhaps or probably the most likely type of crime that you might be a target when you're running your own business. And it also might be the one that some employees are tempted to try without really thinking it through. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, I'll just put in a half extra hour.
What can
I
happen?
deserve it. I worked overtime last year.
Nothing will happen.
It, right? Yeah.
But this is why we have this episode, to clear this out so your business do not get being a target for fraud, because it can be very costful. And having problems, I mean, who wants it?
And one of the best ways to protect yourself is actually as simple as listening to this episode.
Yeah.
Because we're going to walk you through the most common types of fraud. And if you, in particular, if you share it with your employees, just having heard how they work, what kind of schemes they pull, well, you know, when you're subject to it, you will have that in the back of your mind. And you will react that millisecond when you're about to get fooled, you might pull back. So it's a really great protection just to hear out what kind of frauds are most likely to that you will be a subject to or they will attempt to. And how can you protect yourself?
That's really good, because it is a financial crime. It's very serious.
It is,
and
very.
That's why we are talking about this.
Yeah.
So should we start with the first one?
Well, let's start with just what is fraud?
What is it and why is it happening?
So it's the intentional act of deceiving somebody with intent to gain money, something of value, unlawfully, or to deprive you of something of value or a legal right that you have. So it's deception that is intended and with the aim to gain. Typically, we're talking about economics, of course. Money.
So
now,
let's start.
The
first one. Should I mention it?
Yes, please.
The fake invoice scam.
Yeah.
I mean, how common is it?
Yeah, exactly. What happens is that fraudsters send an invoice to your business.
Yeah.
Making it look as authentic as possible. They might even know which suppliers you're using. So let's say that you shop a lot at Amazon. They might mimic the Amazon invoice as far as possible, of course, paying to another account. Somewhere way far off where you will never be able to get that money back. So if you're not trained, if your staff isn't trained, or if the communication and the checks and balances aren't in place, it really is easy for that invoice to slip through. And they love sending them during summer break and Christmas holiday.
Oh, clever.
Yeah. Because then typically your checks and balances are a bit off. And we just have it paid.
Yeah, and it's so easy. I mean, having a business, you just pay the invoice and then don't think about it anymore.
You might even have an intern in place during the summer, right?
Yeah, but it can be also small amounts of money.
Absolutely.
During a long time.
So it's not shocking,
Oh, yeah. You need to be careful on this one.
Be careful.
Because it's fraud. And then business email compromise.
Business email compromise is where I pretend to send an email from somebody you trust. I can pretend I'm your CEO or business partner. And I ask you to click on a link or verify something or transfer money somewhere.
Warning signs.
Warning signs. So check the sender, because they typically try to hide that they're where they're from. But if you click on it, you typically see that the address is not the one you typically would expect or recognize. And also just be mindful, if somebody says it's really in a hurry for you to send money, stop and think. Yeah. Even if you don't want to disturb your CEO or business partner, perhaps it's worth picking up the call and just check it before.
I think it's better.
Yeah.
And then number 3, the payroll fraud, as we mentioned in the beginning.
Yeah. And this is, we often talk about the embezzlement or the fraud pyramid, where we have 3 as important legs to stand on. And then we have the opportunity. So it might be easy. Nobody can check. You're working from home. Did you work 7 or 8 hours? So opportunity. Pressure. For some reason, you need the money. And you feel yourself, you need that extra top-up income. Yeah. And it can mean anything from paying your medical bill to buying a nice outfit or champagne. Yeah. In your head, you have a pressure. And justification. I worked overtime so much last year. I mean, I deserve it. I mean, it all equals out, right?
And they have so much money. They will not even notice.
It doesn't matter for them, but for me, it's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a warning. Red flag.
Yeah, red flag.
And then we also have number 4, which is the phishing attacks.
Yeah. So phishing attacks is a bit like email compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to get you to click on a link, trying to get in your systems, because when anything that's cyber criminality, the weakest link will be you. Me. The human
behind
person.
The screen.
The one doing the clicking. Yeah. Typically our infrastructure is rather secure actually. So they need to have one of us slip up and click on that link, not get understanding or sending it forward or something like that.
So be careful on that.
Be careful.
And then we have number 5, which is the insurance fraud.
Yes.
Sounds quite serious.
Quite serious indeed.
What is happening here?
Insurance fraud, that is where you, let's say that you and I walk into a McDonald's.
Yeah.
I slip. I get a bit bruised knee.
Yeah.
But McDonald's have deep pockets, right? So suddenly, I think I hurt my neck. I think I can't work for 3 months.
It was so bad.
Yeah, you need to pay me like 100K.
Yeah. Or is she lying here? Can we spot a liar?
Yeah. So trying to either get it from the insurance company, claiming that I'm more hurt than I was, or that my things, my property, was more damaged than it was, so that it disappeared when it didn't, or towards the company where I was hurt.
And then we have number 6, which is the disguised subscription.
Yep. So it's quite similar to what we talked about, fake invoices.
Yep.
So you design your communication like it looks like an invoice. Like it's due, I need to pay it. But if you read the fine print, it actually says by paying, you start subscribing.
Oh.
But you create the feeling that I need to pay, that I already have subscribed.
And now I need to pay.
Yeah.
Oh, be careful on that one.
Yeah. And I'm also going to say something else here.
Yep.
What do you think is the number 1 defense? I mean, because there is a borderline between me being deceived into thinking it's a real invoice and I pay it, and me just being stupid, not reading. Right?
Yeah, it is. So whose fault is it?
Exactly. So there is a borderline. So be mindful. I mean, sometimes it's just unethical how they designed it. Made me think I was supposed to pay, but maybe it's my responsibility that I didn't read it properly. So stay clear and make sure everybody at your business knows this.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Number 7 then is the chargeback frauds. And what is that?
That is when I want to get my money back. So I might say that I ordered from Amazon. I ordered a couch, and then I call Amazon and say I never got the couch, so I want my money back. Perhaps I did get the couch, but it's really hard to uncover. I mean, in this day and age, when we order online, you can claim that you got damaged goods, that you did not get the goods, that you returned the goods.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
And that's a fraud.
Yeah.
And then we have number 8, which is the credit card fraud.
Yeah. Credit card fraud is, of course, when you try to skim somebody else's credit card. You want to gain access to their credit card. You use it to pay something for you or to take out money.
So be careful with
That's
the credit
the scary
card.
one. Yeah.
Protect it, yeah.
Protect your information. Never send all of your information in one email, etc. So it's easy to hijack.
Yeah, that's good. And number 9 then, which is advance payment fraud.
That is when they say, "Oh, Ida, do you want this iPad? It's only 500.
Yeah.
Normally it would be 1,000. It's only 500.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you just need to pay me in advance. Send me the money and I'll ship it to you.
Yeah.
Advance payment. Send me the money. Then I'm gone.
I didn't get the iPad. Oh.
Gone.
I would be so pissed.
Not picking up the phone, not answering the email, I'm just gone. So prepayment, make sure it's a reliable seller you're dealing with.
It's very common if you're buying things on Marketplace or
Exactly.
such things.
So you pay, you never receive the goods. That's fraud.
Yeah, that's fraud. Thank you. Now we have 9 really good steps.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else we need to talk about?
Just that thing about where's the line between me just being dumb?
Yeah.
And then another thing, when you're dealing with a fraudster, what will their defense be?
Yeah.
I didn't intend to deceive you.
You
I
were
was
just
being honest.
Easy tricked or...
Yeah. Like you being my consultant and you send me an invoice for 10 hours, work hours each week. And then suddenly you start sending 12 hours instead.
Yep.
If I start challenging you on that one, you might say, "Oh, sorry, I messed up. Oh, so sorry. I thought it was 12 we agreed. I was so sure and I've been working 12.
Like it's being a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So deceit and the intention to deceive somebody can be really hard to prove. Because they will, of course, claim that they did not intend.
Of course.
Yeah. So when it's that type of relationship, try to secure evidence as far as possible.
Yeah. And what do you do when you have the evidence?
Police.
You
Report
go to the
it.
police.
Absolutely. Or you want to go for a civil tort, of course, if you want to claim damages. But absolutely, you're in your full right to claim damages. Also know that in order for it to be deceit, it has to concern a fact, misrepresentation, or omitting, like a false fact or not giving the fact, that is material. So it can't be any little tiny lie that didn't really affect my decision, right?
No.
That won't suffice. And also, opinions is not fraud.
That's not fraud.
No. It has to be a fact. So you can lie about being a police, but if you say, I really hate the police, I mean, that's an opinion. I think this is the most beautiful pink color in the world. That's an opinion, right? So remember what kind of thing that can actually constitute a fraud, even if you're mad in a business relationship because you feel somebody was unethical in their communication, it might not be fraud. So we need that deceit, that intention, and it needs to concern a material fact.
Yes. And what I understand now, even though it's small amounts of money, it's still fraud. As in my, in the beginning, the story, I mean, 2 hours a day, but if you calculate it, it's a lot of money.
Exactly.
And it's the intention that it's the crime,
Yeah. Still a very serious crime.
Yeah. So now you know about that. Don't do it. And if you're being victimized by this, report to the police and have evidence, of course.
And this is not legal advice.
It's knowledge sharing, as
so
always.
Just get your guard up.
Get your guard up. If you have more questions about fraud or financial crime, drop them down below. We're happy to answer and keep the discussion alive. Like, subscribe to our channel because this is very important knowledge, and share it to your network and other people that can be used this because it's for free. And we have a business lawyer here answering everything we need to know. So until next time, rock on.
Hej då!
Hej då!